Hello guys and girls, Voices from the Dark here. Welcome back to more Steins Gate, where we are going to be preparing the Last Supper. Let's see how that goes. Huh? Darwa-kun's here too? What about Faris-tan? Where is she? You've been tricked. Faris-chan said she couldn't come. Wait, seriously? Okabe, what's going on here? This isn't funny, man. Don't worry, I'll make sure she comes to the next one. You gotta be kidding me. I was looking forward to that time machine meet. Time machine meet? What's that? It's an offline meet for this sci-fi BBS I post on. Some famous writers are going to be there. I won't forgive you, Okabe. Ever. Why? Why didn't you say so? I would have gone too. Yeah, exactly. Why didn't you ask? Suddenly, I smell something strange. Not sure what it is. My nose is actually very stuffy and I might sniffle a lot during this recording and also sneeze because for some reason, even though this is just a few hours after I did the last recording, my nose has just been acting up like crazy, so please excuse that if that occurs. Does anyone else smell that? Smell what? Did we blow a fuse somewhere? Sorry. Lukaku's apologizing for something. That's probably the smell of Mayuri's cooking. What? This is the smell of food? I'll help too. Okay, then warm these eggs, please. Should I use the phone wave? Oh, let's send some eggs to the past. No, if you put raw eggs in a microwave, they'll explode. That's perfect. We took the door off. It should be fine, right? Chop, chop, choppity, chop, 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 choppity, yo, chop, chop, choppity, chop, 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 choppity. Mayuri-chan, don't hold your knife like that. What the hell is going on here? Dora and I exchanged glances. Maybe we should help too, or at least kick them out of the kitchen. Won't it end up the same either way? I'm getting dizzy. This isn't the future I was hoping for. You're telling me. I'll never forget this, Okabe. Never. I'm sorry. Truly. But please, Daru, stay with me to the end. I'll order pizza as insurance. It only gets worse. The smoke grows thicker by the second, filling my lungs with ash and tar. In less than an hour, the girls have transformed the lab into a Class 5 disaster zone. I take up my phone and put it to my ear. Alright? It's me. Looks like the evil one is free. If you haven't heard from me in an hour, tell my parents I love them. Okabe, that's a death flag. A metafiction term. When a character triggers a death flag, they have said or done something that foreshadows their death. A common way to trigger the death flag is to make a promise on the eve of a climatic battle. For example, when this war is over, I'm gonna get married. And they're like, you died the next day. Is this the true choice of Steins Gate? Hellside Congru. I don't know why I added true there. After the storm has passed... Whoa. That's... She's late. The sun has already set. Oh yeah, you're waiting up for her, huh? The food lined up on the table, none of it looking particularly appetizing, has already grown cold. I open my phone to check the time. It's getting late. The high school girls will need to head back soon. Was Suzuha able to meet her father? If so, they might have a lot to talk about. Okay, that's not a cool text message to send to people, okay? Dots? There's only one word in Suzuha's email. Does that mean she didn't meet her father? And now she plans to leave town alone? Hoyen Kyuma will never accept that. She will be my guinea pig whether she likes it or not. I fly out of the lab. I don't know where Suzuha is. All I can do for now is to go to the station. If she's gonna leave town, she should be using public transportation. If she's using the Hibiya line on the other side of the station, then I've struck out. But if she's going to take the bullet train from Tokyo or Ueno, then she'll have to pass through here. I carefully scanned the thinning crowd around Akiba station. Where is she? After about 30 minutes of watching the crowd, I spot something. Dot dot dots! My gaze focuses on a person walking in from the main street. It's Suzuha, shuffling along with her head bowed. As she gets closer, I can see that she's wiping her eyes. Is she crying? I don't see anyone walking with her. I guess she couldn't find her father after all. Okarin, be careful now, okay? You have a tendency to be kind of insensitive sometimes, okay? You there! Part-time warrior! Suzuha looks up in surprise. I see the tracks of tears on her face. I need these screenshots for later. Thumbnail. Just as our eyes are about to meet, Suzuha looks away. And then she turns and runs out of the station. Wait! I give chase, ignoring the stares of passers-by. She's gone. Damn it! Where did she... Hold on a second. Why am I chasing her? Do I have some kind of urge to chase things that run away? That's stupid. I'm not a dog. Shouldn't I just leave her be? It's not like we're that close, right? You're a nice guy, you know that? I think talking to you really did help. But Suzuha's all alone in this town. What if I was the only one she could talk to about her father? I know she's hurting. She needs my help. Shouldn't I do everything in my power? This is a Sauna Kai all over again. Oh, I saw her! I saw her! Dot dot dots! Just now I think I saw someone who looked like Suzuha. But the run from the station left me exhausted. I drop to my knees, grasping for breath. My sides ache. I can't take another step. Even after searching the entire area around the station, I couldn't find Suzuha. I guess this too is the choice of Steins' gate. As I rest, I look up to the night sky. The satellite remains buried in Radio Kaikan's wall. I wipe the sweat off my brow and head back to the lab. Okarin, did you find Suzuha-san? Everyone's still there when I return. It's late. Go home, everyone. But... tell us what happened. Yeah, keep us in the loop, man. Suzuha ran away from me. I guess she couldn't find her father. Oh. A gloomy silence falls. I can see the sadness on everyone's faces. I begin to laugh. Okabe-san, what's wrong? Are you okay? His brain is probably oxygen-starved from too much running. Okarin, chill. Look at you all. Why the long faces, friends? Have you forgotten? We have just a thing for moments like these. I thrust my finger at the curtain to the development room. You're going to send a D-mail? But the discharge phenomena won't occur this late, will it? Then we'll send it tomorrow. D-mails leap through time. It matters not when we send it, but when it is received. Who are you sending it to? To myself this afternoon. The message? I smile triumphantly. Don't listen to Christina. Pursue Suzuha. If I do that, there's no way I can fail. And then we can have Suzuha as a test subject. I suddenly hear the sound of rain. Look outside the window and see that rain has started to fall. As Dari predicted, the discharge phenomenon does not occur. It looks like we'll have to wait until tomorrow. The rain grows stronger over time, eventually becoming a thunderstorm. But the day always comes. The next day, there isn't a cloud in the sky. I can't get my phone up. It's hard to believe it rained all night. I keep checking the Bronto workshop through the window, but the morning passes without any signs of Suzuha. Daru. Lil, what? Check the news, Okarin. That satellite up and disappeared. What? The satellite... They say the satellite disappeared. I wonder what happened. Did it fly away? It's like a magic trick. Well, good night. You sent me that at 2 a.m.? You sent me that at 1:38? The satellite is gone? She's probably long gone from Akiba by now. Along with the satellite, they disappeared on the same night. She doesn't know who she's dealing with. She's but a pawn in my game, destined to fight for me at Ragnarok. At the stroke of noon, I activate the phone wave, name server to change. Oh, you're not gonna... The messages you got on your phone, that's important stuff. Don't mess with the past now. The destination is my phone, yesterday around 4 p.m. The discharge phenomenon occurs as normal. Don't listen to Chris, pursue Suzuha. The floor shakes violently. Squinting against the glare, I send the mail. Whoa. My brain shakes violently. My vision flickers. As the vertigo passes, I can hear my heartbeat and feel the warm blood coursing through my body. I blink slowly. That was the sensation of reading Steiner activating. And so I know Suzuha is ours. I hurry down the stairs. I step outside and look to the front of the building. What belongs there has returned. A mountain bike polished to a shining finish. And on the bench next to it, looking up into the summer sky, is Amana Suzuha. Good morning, part-time warrior. I try to remain calm as I call out to her. Sup? No, this is interesting, but now I wonder what happened yesterday in this timeline. She greets me in her usual listless fashion. Slacking off? It's not like anyone's gonna come. And besides, I was up all night partying. I'm really tired. You partying? With who? Were you drinking, Okabe Rintaro? So she joined our party. Big no-no. You're only 18. Well, that's legal in Norway. We have shifted from a world line where we failed to stop Suzuha from leaving to one where we succeeded. As a result, the events of yesterday changed. You couldn't find your father, so we held a last supper to make you a test subject, correct? Yeah, I remember you saying something like that. Thanks for all your help yesterday. My memory's a bit fuzzy. Remind me again how we captured you. Wait, were you really drinking last night? Just tell me. Well, I was on my way home from the time machine meet when... Whoa, wait a second. Time machine meet? She was gonna go there with... She was gonna go there with Daru, or she was gonna meet Daru there. Yep. That's the same Afla meet that Daru was going to. Was that where your father was supposed to appear? I said so yesterday, didn't I? So you were going home, and then? You, Hashida Itaru, and Shina Mayuri appeared out of nowhere. You brought me to the lab, and we partied all night long. So my pursuit of Suzuha was a resounding success. I can't help but smile at how smoothly things went. Yeah, but what about our messages? See, we haven't gotten the messages from Daru and Mayuri about the fact that the satellite is gone, so I guess it's still there? Suzuha, meanwhile, looks back up at the clear blue sky. Yesterday sure was fun. Her tone is sincere. It would have been more fun if not for Makizu Kurisu. The apple pie she made was deadly. Dots. But Urushibara Luca's curry was awesome. Your lab seems kinda like a clubhouse? It's nice. Everyone gets along and you're always smiling. I never had so much fun in my life. Sounds like Suzuha had a pretty dark childhood. Maybe she was bullied in school? Could that be related to her father's disappearance? Part-time warrior. As promised, you are now my test subject. But I already told you, I don't know his email address. Then we'll have to postpone the experiment until you find out. By the way, the phone wave, name server to change, used in the experiment is our lab's greatest secret. You must become a lab mem to guarantee your silence. Lab mem? Short for laboratory member. When you become a lab mem, you become one of us. Can I really join? You don't have a choice in the matter. From this day forth, you are Lab Mem 008. Suzuha lowers her head, no doubt awed by my proclamation. She must have had a great time last night. I hear what sounds like a sniffle. Which is a great excuse for me to sniffle. Then she looks up, revealing a smile. I guess I don't have a choice, huh? I'm all yours. You're not going to leave? Nope. Maybe there's still a chance to find my dad. You're a lab mem now. If there's anything we can do, you need only ask. By the way, do you have any leads? Suzuha hesitates a little. Then she stands up and turns to me. Her expression is grave. My father calls himself Teeter. Wait, Teeter? As in, that Teeter? You know about him? He might be using a different code name, though. I don't just know about him. He's been active on that channel for the past several weeks. Is he still, like, active? Does he still exist? I still have John Teeter in my book. Have I any messages from... still have messages from Teeter. So he must exist in this dimension, I think. I open the ad channel thread on my phone and show it to Suzuha. Look, there's someone posting named John Teeter. Suzuha stares at the screen. This solves the puzzle. Your father is on that channel. Huh? You're right. And now we know his email address too. Hey, shouldn't you be more surprised? Well, it's not him. How do you know? You just said your father calls himself Teeter. I can tell. This Teeter is my dad. That's a strange way to put it. It's almost like she knows who's behind John Teeter. As if to answer my suspicions, Suzuha continues. His name's not John. The name my father used was... Barrel Teeter. Barrels! Oh, sorry. Chaos, there we go. Chapter 5, Dogma in Event Horizon. We are getting to the bottom of things, and now we have a full Lab Mem team, finally. I feel like things are gonna get serious this chapter. I open my eyes to a deep scarlet sky. I'm on my back, lying face up. The sky's vast and the color ominous. I've never seen it like this before. Where am I? I sit up. There's nothing here. A wasteland stretches to the horizon, nothing but rocks and dust as far as the eye can see. No plants, no water. No sun, no moon. No warmth, no cold. Not a single breath of wind. It looks like hell. A frozen world. It can't be Earth. Mars, I could believe. Why am I here? This must be a dream. I give up thinking about it and lie down again on the sand. I guess I'll wake up soon. I should just wait until then. I wait, but the dream shows no sign of ending. Have I ever had a dream this lucid before? There's a terrible ringing in my ears that keeps me awake. Same here, dude. Play drums without air protection for too long. It's not good. I realize that it's the sound of silence, which I can never appreciate again. My belongings are gone. I have no watch, no phone. You have clothes though, right? The lack of motion numbs my sense of time. How long have I been lying here? It might have been only a second. It might have been 3 days. An epiphany. The concept of time is a human construct. The universe at large has no use for it. Time is a cage that we created to feel secure. Within its walls we can forget our own insignificance. I'm thirsty. It hurts to breathe. This void is no place for a human, especially not with those construction noises barely audible. We're not strong enough to live in a world without time. Tears fill my eyes. What do they mean? I no longer know. I want to die. Yes, let's die. But what is death? To be frozen in time? Time stopped for me long ago. How can I die in a world that is already dead? Everything inside me is crumbling away. Who am I? I could barely recall. My soul is melting into the void. Is someone there? Anyone? Something moves in the corner of my eye. Impossible. I try to move my eyes, but I've forgotten how. Found you, Okarin! A pleasant voice silences the buzzing in my ears. It reminds me of who I am, Okabe Rintaro. This time, my eyes move. There's a girl sitting on a nearby rock. I recognize her. My frozen brain comes alive. Her presence breathes new life into this dead world. Mayuri? My brain is still half asleep and I cannot speak. It's Mayuri. Sheena Mayuri. My oldest friend. She smiles at me, swinging her legs. This is the Earth, you know. 70 million years ago. Some scary people sent you here in a time machine. This is a dream, right? Mayushi went looking for you and found ocarins from many, many world lines. You're only one of many ocarins, and also the original. Mayushi is one of the many Mayushis, and also the original. And now Okarin and Mayushi are going to die here. This is a dream, right, Miri? But I know that another Okarin and Mayushi will pick up where we left off, 70 million years in the future. So everything's A-okay. This is a dream! I jerk awake on top of the sofa. My body's drenched in sweat. It was a dream. I must have fallen asleep sometime around noon. I had a horrible nightmare. I guess that threatening email I got is still weighing on my mind. Still, Mayuri had to save me? Even in a dream, that's unacceptable. I'm the one who saves her. That's the way it should be. Besides, Mayuri's not smart enough to talk about time travel like that. I sit up and look around the room. She's right where I expect to find her. In front of the TV, watching a Raynet Kakaru DVD. On the screen, the Upa riding Kakaru's shoulder is screaming something unintelligible. I wish I had an Upa. Dots. Look at her sitting there all spaced out. Mayuri needs my protection. That dream was wrong. I chug a Dr. P and check my phone. No new emails. I sent Teeter a mail several hours ago, just to make sure that he really isn't Suzuha's father. He hasn't replied yet. Faris! Hello? Wait, sorry. If I get to my phone. This is Hoyo and Kuma.
Nyan, it's Faris, Nyan.
Oh, it's you, Akia Romeo.
Nya, who's that, Nya?
I could have sworn her real name was Akia Romeo. Don't tell me. Could the demon have changed that too? I think this is just roleplay.
Faris is Faris, Nya. I don't have any other names, Nya.
Yeah, right. Your true name is Faris. My apologies. Of course, she's just being her usual self. Well, what is it? If Faris is calling me, it might be about the IBN 5100. She did promise to help us find one.
You've been too conspicuous, Nya. The cat's out of the bag and now you're trapped. Nya?
Huh? More of Faris' usual nonsense?
The 4 Guardian Kings have awakened, Nya. There's no escape, Nyan.
Huh, is that so? If you think the 4 Guardian Kings can stop me, just wait and see. Akiba will be drowning in blood before nightfall.
After the 4 Guardians are the 4 Guardian Queens, Nya. After that is the 8 Devils and then the Black Angel 12, Nya.
That many? What's going on in this town?
You really stirred up a hornet's nest, Nya. I'm sorry, Kuma, but this is checkmate, Nyan.
No, it's not over yet. If I can just acquire the item, I can turn the tide. Have you still not located an IBM 5100?
Sorry, Nya. I have agents looking all over the world, but still no luck, Nya.
What, so she has no progress to report? Please hurry, I'm running out of time. Time.
Okay, Nya. I'll tell you as soon as I find one, Kuma. Until then, hold on to your 9 lives, Nyan.
Yeah, I can't die yet. Else I could... Dots. She hung up before I could finish. Damn it. That's why I hate talking to Faris. Anyway, moving on. This time around, my search for an IBM 5100 is going poorly. Actually, I suppose I should consider myself lucky for having found one so easily the first time. I mean, the IBM 5100 is practically an urban legend. There are people like Mueka who spent months searching with no success. Last time, it barely took me 3 days to reach Yanabayashi Shrine, almost as if something was guiding me there. It was fate. No, it was the choice of Steins Gate. Well, we did hear that he said at the shrine that it was supposed to be given to somebody who was, you know, like Kiyuma. That's why its loss is so painful. Guess that's why they call it the Phantom PC. Taro's sitting at his computer like always. I read on that channel that some collectors will pay millions of yen to buy one. IBM 5100s are serious business, man. If they have that high a premium, then people must know their secrets. They're all after the data in CERN's mainframe. I don't get it. How come they're so expensive? I mean, I guess they were pretty expensive to begin with. Looks like one cost about $20,000 back in the day. $20,000? And it's expensive. Anyway, I can't believe it's so hard to find one. Sure, it was a nice machine for its time, but only for its time. You'd have to be crazy to want one now. Maybe it's a one guy buying them all up. The harder something is to obtain, the stronger the desire for it becomes. That's how people are. And that's exactly how I feel now. In the depths of CERN, completely isolated from the outside, lies a database coded with an IBM 5100. What secrets are sleeping there? Could it contain the data from CERN's time machine research? Could there be proof that the Committee of 300 exists? The desire to know grows stronger by the day. It's not just about it plunging the world into chaos anymore. We need the power to oppose CERN's evil ambitions. And then there's that threatening email to consider. Daru is confident that CERN won't find us, but I can't afford to take that for granted. After all, we're up against the brightest minds in the world, the scientists who invented the World Wide Web. Couldn't like Daru do some sort of research on the email address and try to track them down? Probably won't work, but it was worth a shot. And they're backed by a secret organization more powerful than any nation. We're way out of our league here. They'd have no trouble at all crushing our puny lab if they desired. That's why we need a trump card to hold against them. But without an IBM 5100, we can't move forward. I'm getting restless. Whoa, what's this? Daru suddenly lurches forward to stare at his monitor. Has the satellite now disappeared? What's wrong? But there's no way that's right. What are you talking about? Explain. Well, I'm pulling data off the server, looking for a way to gain root access. And these files are downloading crazy fast. I mean, we're talking light speed here. It's hard to believe, but for some reason, this area has a direct fiber optic line to CERN. Several lines, even. Direct? What do you mean? I mean, there's literally a fiber optic cable running from underneath this building to CERN's headquarters in France. Is that... You think there's strange that there's a cable running from your shitty lab in Japan to a headquarters of top secret importance in France? Yeah? Daru calls up the National Assembly of France's website. Then he brings up the command prompt and hammers out some commands. Have a look! This is a route we use to visit the National Assemblies of France's site. It starts from our IP address. From there it passes through various relays in Japan, jumps to France, then bounces around there for a while before finally reaching the National Assembly site. It takes 16 steps total to get there. Let me get that. The average transfer rate is about 300 milliseconds. That's normal for an overseas connection. In other words, there's a route we have to take to get to France from Japan. Everyone takes the same route. Other countries are the same. Even browsing domestically takes about 10 steps. Now let's try CERN. Daru calls up CERN's homepage on the browser. Then it displays the route like last time. The result? There's only one step. Unlike before, the signal doesn't pass through any intermediate servers. The PC we're using, its register name is Akihabara PC, is connected directly to CERN in France. And the transfer rate is hundreds of times better than usual. Crazy fast. You can't even get these numbers domestically, man. Why do we have a direct line? Is this even possible? It was like this when we found it. I didn't do anything. So the building already had a hotline to CERN? This can't be a coincidence. It might just be the choice of It doesn't make sense. Why would there be an independent line running from here all the way to CERN? Daru is so excited he interrupted me. No Japanese or French telecommunication company would set up something like this, which means CERN did it themselves. Daru gulps and nods. Cold sweat oozes from his brow. I feel a chill as well. CERN might be able to see everything we're doing. No. Maybe. Maybe CERN has been expecting us for years. How could that be? Well, the answer is simple. John Titor claims that CERN completed their time machine in 2034. Just 2 years later, the world is a dystopia under their rule. Maybe the CERN of 2034 considers our opposition in 2010 a threat. Maybe they used their time machine to travel to 2000 and install a fiber optic cable to track our every move. It's entirely possible. Has the invention of the time machine started an intertemporal war? If so, what can we do? Our enemy might be stronger than even I can imagine. No, I mustn't lose heart. I need to think positive. Smells of time machine. But thanks to this direct line, we can now control the LHC remotely. What? You figured out how? You figured out how? Is how the intonation is supposed to be. Wow, that's amazing, Daru-kun. Mayuri pauses her DVD and comes up beside me. With the connection this fast, we can control the LHC practically in real time. I haven't actually tried it yet, though. That's right. Even if this is some kind of CERN trap, we might be able to make use of it. They're still vulnerable to our attack. The LHC is that 20-kilometer long tunnel thing, right? What does it do again? It accelerates protons and smashes them together. Oh yeah, mini black holes, right? The official line is that the mini black holes might manifest as a byproduct of the particle collision, but that's not the truth. According to the top secret documents we found, the LHC was intended to create black holes from the very beginning. We still don't know exactly how they do it. We need to think of a way to... Okabe! Carissa suddenly emerges from the development room. She was cooped up in there all morning. Her expression is unusually grave. What's wrong? I figured it out. Figured what out? I think I know how the phone wave works. Really? Carissa nods. She still hasn't smiled. Keep in mind that this is just a hypothesis based on what we've observed. It's closely related to what you guys were just talking about. The LHC. Are we somehow connected through electricity to France? Or like somehow we're getting a signal from CERN's lab with the LHC? I believe it was you, Christina, who called the LHC the world's largest microwave. Yes, exactly. My hunch was right. You've created a monster, Okabe. A monster? It doesn't belong in some amateur lab. Before you take that as an endorsement of your abilities, I mean it in a bad way. Carissa clutches her arms as if to keep from trembling. Give me details. Did you know that the microwave oven was invented as a byproduct of radar research? Daru and I nod. Mayuri shakes her head. We read up on all that back then. The phone wave named to change started acting weird. Microwaves are electromagnetic waves with a frequency of 2.45 GHz. The phone wave is commercial grade, so its output is around 1500 to 2000 watts. Here's the important parts. Carissa goes on to explain that the electromagnetic waves output by the microwave are somehow connected to the electromagnetic waves output by the phone. In fact, you could say that they fuse together. According to Daru's blueprints, the microwave and the phone are made to send out shared electromagnetic waves by taking their leads and hardwiring each one of them to the magnetron's cathode and anode. A type of vacuum tube used in microwave ovens and radar produces strong microwaves. On one hand, we have the microwave's super strong electromagnetic waves, originally a byproduct of the military's research into radar technology. On the other, we have the cell phone's standardized electromagnetic waves, a frequency now ubiquitous throughout the world. Ubiquitous, I think. What happens when you fuse those two waves? Both devices use electromagnetic waves. I'm not a specialist though, so I can't examine the extent or magnitude of the influence that fusion has. But hypothetically, if the cell phone were to become a stepping stone, scattering the military-grade electromagnetic waves over a vast range of hundreds of kilometers, then not just Akihabara, but all of Tokyo would turn into the inside of a microwave oven. Taking into account slight variance due to body weight, the average time until death for the people inside would be 3 minutes. Eh? Seriously? Then the phone wave's a weapon of mass destruction, isn't it? Is it really that powerful? Let me tell you what happens inside the phone wave. The air inside the oven is full of invisible hydrogen atoms. First, it bombards the atoms with microwaves to increase your energy potential. This is the normal function of a microwave oven. But when you add the electromagnetic waves from the phone, the harmonics trigger a chain reaction. The particles collide repeatedly at near light speed, gaining mass and energy each time. In other words, it becomes a sort of particle accelerator. A particle accelerator? How did you figure all of this out, Kurisu, in just one evening? Or is there something else at play here? It's literally the same as the LHC. So if the LHC was created to generate mini black holes, then the phone wave, named subject to change, must also produce mini black holes. Kurisu doesn't deny it. It's a miracle that thing has been so stable. But there's still one thing I don't understand. What? Oneself. It's easy to pretend to be someone you're not. Ultimately, however, there's no escaping the contradictions between your false self and the real you. It's a paradox, and paradoxes can't hold. I tried to tell myself that I didn't need anyone, that forming bonds would only hurt, but somehow I ended up joining your circle of friends. I still don't know if it was for the best. No, I'm sure it was. Without you, I would have given up on ever finding my dad. I don't know why I wrote all this. I guess what I'm trying to say is, thanks. Still, there's something in this message here. Are we sharing confessions now? Be careful to whom you expose your innermost feelings. They may use them against you. Okay. Even if it does produce mini black holes, they should evaporate instantly. But that's not what happens in the phone wave. The jellification phenomenon proves that. Just like in the LHC, our mini black holes are turning into Kerr black holes. According to Teeter, you have to inject electrons to produce the Kerr black hole effect. Where do ejected electrons come from? That's what I don't understand. The LHC uses something called a lifter to inject electrons into the black hole and control the gravitational fields. Something is filling that role inside the phone wave. Something? Like I said, I don't know what. So I guess that's what it comes down to. All Carice's explanation does is confirm our hypothesis that the phone wave, named subject to change, functions the same as the LHC. Looks like we need to review what the LHC is. It's time for a LHC MOE guy to shine. LHC stands for Large Hadron Collider. Hadron? It's the name of an elementary particle. The LHC is basically a huge circular tunnel underneath Switzerland and France. It sits about 100 meters below ground and has a total length of 27 kilometers. There are 2 rings that run through the tunnel. Inside the rings is a super low temperature vacuum, an environment like outer space basically. Seriously, Moe. Hardcore Moe right there. In an adjacent facility, protons are gradually accelerated by the linear accelerator, the proton synchrotron booster, and the super proton synchrotron. Finally, they're injected into the LHC, where they undergo their final acceleration via a series of superconducting magnets installed in the tunnel. By now, they're traveling at up to 99.9999991% the speed of light. That's enough to melt your brain, not as dangerous as the phone wave, though. Finally, the accelerated protons collide approximately 1 to 10 billion times per second. The purpose of the LHC project is to study the high-energy reactions that result, or so they say. We know they're a bunch of stinking liars. I guess that about covers it. And that, my fellow lab members, brings us to the question. Can the phone wave, named subject to change, beat CERN to a true physical time travel. 2 problems. 1. Setting the destination. 2. The lifter. We've already established that the email arrives precisely when and where it's supposed to. It's dangerous to accept that without verification. Agreed. As for the lifter, we already know it exists. We just need to figure out what it is. I don't think we're gonna find it. The phone wave's not exactly big, you know, and we've been poking at it for days without turning up a clue. Even if we do find it, it'll take forever to learn how to tune the electron feed properly. How long is forever? CERN's been working on it for 9 years and they still haven't solved it. We're just amateurs, so it's bound to take even longer. Wait, I have an idea. Let's look at it from a different angle. CERN tried to send people back in time, but they couldn't get the electron feed right. The singularities were not naked. It's the same with the phone wave, named subject to change. You can only send 36 bytes of data safely, otherwise you get a jellyman. Let's consider the problem in reverse. What if we could convert a human to data, and compress that data into just 36 bytes? We could send that person through the ring singularity just like a D-mail, couldn't we? Convert a human to data? Oh, convert a human to data? That's not even possible, man. And even if we were, there'd be likely exabytes of data or something. You want to compress that into 36 bytes? Are you high? I thought it was a good idea. I guess it's not that easy. The barriers to time travel are just too high. Kurisu seems intrigued, though. I turned to Kurisu, meaning to ask her opinion, and then I realized that her expression changed dramatically. Yeah, I noticed too. Her eyes are wide as saucers, and her mouth is hanging open. Of course. If it works, then maybe... She pauses for a second, and then... Maybe we can do it! Do what? Time travel? It's hard to believe what Kurisu is saying, even though it was my idea in the first place. Are you serious? Kurisu grins triumphantly in response. The data compression part, at least, is easy. We can just use the black holes created by the LHC, since black holes compress everything they swallow. Compression won't harm data like it would harm a human. As long as we're just sending data, there's nothing to worry about. I get it! But wait, can we really pull off such a stunt? And besides, how do you plan to convert humans into data? You know that my thesis got published, right? This is no time to flaunt your accomplishments. Have you read it? I haven't. I got scans if you want to read it. Daru opens up his image folder, scrolls past tons of 2D porn, and opens up the scanned image. Sure enough, there's Kurisu's name in big English letters. The title of my thesis is Analysis of Memory-Related Nerve Impulses in the Temporal Lobe. Temporal lobe? Nerve impulses? What, you didn't know? No wait, this can't be right. This title sounds like neuroscience, not physics. The scientific study of the brain. This field incorporates biology, genetics, medicine, psychology, and electrical engineering. I'm a neuroscientist. Got a problem? What? I can't believe it. From the way she talks about particle accelerators and time travel theory, I was sure she had to be a physicist. No, forget about that. How is this related to time travel? Converting an entire human to data is impossible. But converting a human's memories may be possible. Converting memories to data? Kurisu proceeds to explain her thesis. Memories accumulate in something called a parahippocampal gyrus, or hippocampus, which is located in the temporal lobe of the brain. But what exactly are memories? Kurisu's thesis analyzes that question from a neuroscientific perspective. All of the brain's functions manifest as electrical signals running through its neurons. Even memories are written to the hippocampus by electrical signals. Kurisu analyzed how specific electric signals correspond to specific memories. The mechanism by which humans recall memories can be likened to a word association game. You begin with a vague, abstract image which calls successive images of increasing clarity. Imagine a chest of drawers. Each drawer is filled with tiny boxes, and inside each box is another bunch of tiny boxes. You keep opening boxes until you find the memory you're looking for. Okay, I suppose. Kurisu discovered that the number of retrieved commands, nerve impulses, used to search up memories, is surprisingly low. Out of hundreds of millions of nerve impulse patterns in the brain, only a few thousand are relevant to memory. It was a successful analysis of these patterns that earned Kurisu and her research team critical acclaim in the scientific community. Now, before you ask how this relates to time travel, there's one more thing I need to explain. Several years ago, my lab, the Neuropsychology Lab at Victor Condora University, developed a technology called visual rebuilding, or VR for short. Put simply, it enables conversion of video data into nerve impulse signals. Used in reverse, it can also convert nerve impulses into video data or any other kind of electromagnetic wave. So if we combine VR technology with my research, do you see where I'm going? No way! We can convert memories into data? Not just that, memory transplantation, backups, external storage, all of those things becomes possible. It's like science fiction. In a sense, this technology could be used to copy a person's soul. And according to Kurisu, some religious groups strongly oppose this research, as you might expect. On the other hand, the medical community is ecstatic about the possibilities. In any case, it's amazing that my assistant here was able to make such an incredible discovery. Of course, she did have a university supporting her, but still. So basically, what you're saying is that we convert the subject's memories into video data, using the LHC black hole to compress that data into 36 bytes, send that data through the Kerr black hole inside the phone wave, name subject to change, and finally imprint those memories on the subject's brain in the past. What does that mean? We can send our memories back in time. In order to differentiate it from physical time travel, let's call it a time leap for now. You don't go back, just your memories. It's so crazy that nobody's thought of it before. She's right, the idea is ridiculous, which is exactly why none of the geniuses at CERN could come up with it. But this union of physics, neuroscience and neuropsychology will make the impossible possible. To transfer memories to the past via cell phone to time leap. The important thing to remember is that only memories are being transferred. Personality and consciousness aren't included. What does that mean? How is it different from what you see in sci-fi novels? Time leaping in sci-fi usually sends everything, consciousness, personality, and memory. But in real life, there's probably too much data, and besides, we only analyze memories. Think of consciousness, personality, and memory as separate things. Memories are like the video data stored on your computer. And consciousness and personalities are like the OS. But videos can take up way more space than the OS. It's just an example. For starters, it's still not clear where personality and consciousness are located or how they are constructed. So we can't convert them into data, or at least I can't. So we can only send memories. Where does that leave us? Your memories aren't the only thing that define you. Even if you send your memories to the past, it will be receiving you's consciousness and personality that process them. So in Mindor's term, it's like copying data from a Vista computer to a Min95 computer. Mindor's? Is that Windows? The most widely used operating system in the world. Yeah, so like a Min95 is a Win95. Data created with the latest OS might not work on an older OS. It might cause errors. For example, if you sent your current memories to yourself in elementary school, the gap between your memories and your body could have serious consequences. Anyway, is it correct to assume that we'll be targeting ourselves in the past? Kurisu nods at my question. Just like with email, we're using cell phones as the transfer medium. To be precise, you can only leap into your own body, and only if you had a cell phone at the time of reception. There was an exception in Lukaku's case where we sent a D-mail to a pager, but that doesn't apply to time leaping. If you try sending memories to someone else, how do I put this? There's a danger that the electrical signals might be rejected. Wouldn't want to jump into someone else's body. I mean, unless it's the body of a cute girl. Is this guy capable of non-perverted thoughts? Don't me, you idiot. If it just bounces off, that's fine, but I'm worried incompatible memory data might do serious damage to the recipient's psyche. I don't know what might happen. No one's done it before, after all. That makes us pioneers. I like it. There are two things I do know. One, you definitely cannot go back to before you were born. And two, you won't exist in two places at once. That means you don't have to worry about causing a paradox. You can't kill your parents before you were born. So the phones act like black and white holes. It seems like a strange coincidence that cell phones would be the medium of time travel. But really, could it have been anything else? These days, people wear their phones like a second skin. No other medium could reliably deliver the memories to their intended target. The more I think about it, the more I realize that this was meant to be. Yeah, it's me. Everything is falling into place. The plan can now proceed to the final stage. I'm talking about Operation Verthandi, obviously. The second of the three Norns, sister goddesses of fate in Norse mythology, the three sisters tend the world tree Yggdrasil, whose roots lie in Urd's fountain. Verthandi is the Norn of the present, popularized in Japan by certain goddess manga. Christina had me fooled. I never knew she was capable of this. It must have been the choice of Steins gate that sent her here. Don't worry, I have everything under control. Nothing can stop us now, else I conquer you. I put away my phone and turned to Kurisu. Were you listening? Good. Commence preparations for Operation Verthandi! First, explain what that is. We're going to build your time leap machine, Christina, and you'd better not say it can't be done. Not after showing me the way. Well, this is Akihabara. I should be able to find the parts I need. Then it's decided. I'm placing you in charge of this operation. Whatever you need, ask and it shall be yours. Together we shall complete the first time leap machine in human history. Kurisu nods. Her eyes are shining with a fierce, hungry light. As I thought, she's a scientist to the core. So guys and girls, here we go. Time to build a time leap machine. That'll happen in the next episode though, or we'll start in the next episode. Have a still good day, take care and stay awesome. But most importantly everybody, stay dark. Goodbye.